That's what I want you guys to do is I want you to take a deep breath, okay? This is going to be a lot. I wish I could do it differently, but it's just what it is, kiddos. So I'm going to do my very best here. All right. So take one more deep breath together. So today I'm going to introduce to you a tool called SOAPSTone. All right, and we are going to use it to analyze text for rhetorical elements. Okay, and rhetoric is just the art of effective communication, whether that's speaking or written or speaking. Listen to me, spoken or written. Okay, and so we are going to use SOAPSTone. Some of you may have had some experience with this in the past. All right. And that will help certainly, but I might do it a little differently from how your other teachers have done it. So what I have tried to do for you is to provide clear directions in an example, and more importantly, an assurance that we're just simply doing this to get our feet wet with soapstone. All right. And so really we're doing this so you guys can learn how I need you to do soapstone. And so with that, I'm going to kind of go over some documents with you. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. All right. And so, and remember, if there's something that I don't cover, please email me. Okay. So here we go. All right. So Soapstone is a template. All right. That we're going to give you each time we read an informational or a nonfiction text. All right. And so with Soapstone, we are trying to find information about the speaker, the occasion. All right. The audience, the purpose, the subject, and the tone. And so that creates the acronym Soapstone. All right. Now, this is how this is set up a little bit. On the left here, you're going to find a question. Who is the speaker? What are the circumstances surrounding the text? Who is the audience? What does the writer want to accomplish with the text? What is the topic? And then finally, what is the author's tone or attitude? Okay. And so to introduce this, I'm gonna tell you a story. All right. We all know the story of Jack and Jill, and they went up the hill, and then they came tumbling down. Yada yada yada. Well, there's more to the story, and so this story includes what happened after they fell back down the hill. It turns out that Jill broke up with Jack. All right. She just didn't want to fall down any more hills. So she decided, you know what? I'm dumping this dude. All right. Well, as you might expect, Jack was pretty upset about the whole thing. And in order to get Jill back, he decided to write her a love song. All right. And so he spent the rest of the day and late into the night writing this love song for Jill that he was going to hopefully sing to her. I think I got an eyelash. That he was going to sing to her the next day and win her back and regain her love. All right. So he spent all night writing this love song. Okay. And so the next day, Jack finds Jill. He sings her the beautiful song, and of course, she couldn't help but take him back, and they all lived happily ever after. All right, lame story. I get it. All right, the original is probably better. So anyway, I did that for a reason. Okay, so let's look at the story that I just told you. Who is the speaker? That's not going to work, Si. That's not going to work. Let's. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry, guys. Clunkiness here this morning. So let's imagine that we have access to Jack's love song. All right, and as we're analyzing the love song, who is the speaker in the love song? Well, obviously Jack is. All right, and so over here we would write down Jack. Okay. Um, what is the occasion? Now, the real reason I'm telling this story is to make sure that we understand the difference between occasion and purpose. So, the occasion is the context, like what is happening that made Jack write this song. All right, and so the reason he wrote the song is Jill broke up with him. She dumped him. So that is the occasion. That is the reason why he wrote the song. Who is the audience? Well, the lovely Jill, of course. Okay. Now, purpose and occasion are similar, but they are different. Okay. Now, remember the occasion, the context, the reason why Jack wrote the song is he wanted, or no, the reason he wrote the song, or the occasion for why he wrote the song, is because Jill broke up with him. The purpose of the song is to win back Jill. He wants to get her back. That is his purpose. All right. And so what he wants to accomplish is to get her back. The reason why he wrote the song in the first place is because she dumped him. And so I'm hoping that that helps clear up the occasion versus purpose. All right. The subject is Jack's broken heart. And then the tone, if we knew it, is sad, sentimental, pathetic, maybe even. I don't know. I never really got to hear the song. It was kind of a private deal. So, anyway, I don't know if that helped or not. And I don't know how long we've been going on here. But that is the idea of soapstone. Now, what I've also provided for you, because that was rather cumbersome, is I have provided a document that gives you the directions on what to do. And so I want to just cover that really quickly here. So here are the key elements when answering the questions, and you answer the questions on the right hand side here. All right. So each one has a question: who is the speaker? And then we provide a complete sentence answer to the question, please. All right. So that has to be a complete sentence. So, like in the article that we're, excuse me, going to use, Alfie Kohn is the author who writes about psychology and education. Or Alfie Kohn, an author who writes about psychology and education, is the speaker. There's my complete sentence answer to the question, who is the speaker? All right. Now, in the article, I know that Alfie Kohn is the author. All right. Well, how did I figure out that he was the speaker? Well, I looked at this right here. Okay. In addition, oh no, excuse me. Oh man, I'm clunky this morning. Sorry, guys. Please forgive me. I just don't really want to redo this whole thing. And so here's Alfie Kohn, and then here's some more information about that. All right. And so going back to the directions, not only do we have to provide a complete sentence answer to the question, we also have to provide a discovery quote. Now, here's the deal on how I want you guys to use quotes in here. I call them discovery quotes because they show where you were in the text when you found your answer. Okay, and as I just went back here, this is where I found my answer. So what I did is I just quoted Mr. Kohn is an author and lecturer who specializes in human behavior and education. This is showing Cy, like, hey, Cy, this is where I was in the text this is showing this is where I was in the text when I made that discovery. And a lot of these are going to be discoveries, kiddos, because they're inferences. Like, we have to draw conclusions based on the available information. So you have to remember that, okay? And so please look back to this, read it carefully, reach out to me. All right, I provided examples. Now, importantly, for the two sections of purpose and tone, you have to use the two provided resources that I have attached with today's assignment. You have to use the purpose resource and you have to use the tone resource. You have both of these. Importantly, you have to use language from these when you answer the question. So, for example, what does a writer want to accomplish with the text? All right. I looked back down through this, and the one that I found to be most fitting, and there could be more than one, all right, but the deal is you have to be able to support it with your discovery quote. I felt like he was taking a stand and proposing a solution, all right? So you'll notice here in my answer, the purpose is to take a stand, and that's why that's bold, by telling people that rewards don't motivate people in the long run, all right? And then here is my discovery quote that goes on to back that up. But what I'm trying to show you here is I have to use take a stand in this answer because I found take a stand down here. All right. So you have to use that language. Okay. Really quickly, I'm going on longer than I want here, and I hate doing that. So I'm sorry. This is your template. Okay. You will also find that I have made my own template. Okay. And or my own example that I want you to go back and refer to if you need to. Now, importantly, you'll see this on your template too. Please don't do tone today. All right. Save that for tomorrow. I want you to do everything else. All right. And when you need to look at an example, you may go on and look at mine. And what I want you looking for is, do I have a complete answer sentence to the question? And do I have a discovery quote? Remember also to put your discovery quotes in quotations. Okay. Now, again, let's end with a big breath like we started with a big breath. All right. I know this is a lot to take in. I think it's probably going to be scarier initially than it's going to be eventually. So let's just remember that the purpose of our doing the soapstone today and tomorrow is to learn how I want you to use soapstone and to know that we're going to work with it a lot in the future. and we will get better at it. That's the goal each and every time we do it. So, with that, I'm going to quit talking for a little while. All right, and take another deep breath and remind ourselves that it's going to be okay.